On this week's Q&A, we're going over some of the top questions that we get asked on a regular basis. Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's Q&A. Hope you had a good week. Hope you had a nice Thanksgiving. Welcome back. Okay, so our podcast drops later today, and if you're not listening yet, it's the Toronto Real Estate Show with Janelle and Leslie, and we go over some of the top questions that we are asked on a regular basis, which we do here on this Q&A show as well, but we go into some depth because we find right now we're getting a lot of the same questions. So I wanted to highlight a few of them here, just gives you something to think about. Okay, the first one that we get asked, I would say almost every day, is how much of a deposit should I be putting down on a house purchase or a condo purchase? The answer is, it depends where you're buying. If you're in the GTA though, I would say you're looking at 5%. 5% is pretty much what the standard is for a deposit amount. 5% of the purchase price. So sometimes you'll actually see in the listing or people say they want a specific amount. Usually it is around 5%. But just remember, if you're in competition with other people, the deposit amount really matters. So they're going to be looking at the offers that have the highest deposits. So I would say 5% is a rule of thumb. Stick to that. At an absolute minimum, I'd be doing 20 or 25,000. Second question, this is a tough one. Should I buy first or should I sell first? Again, so much of this depends on circumstances. I think for a lot of people, they cannot own two properties. You absolutely can't. And if that's the case, you need to sell first. So you know exactly how much you have and you're not running any risk of having two properties. Remember, if you buy something, you have to close on it. There is no way around that. You absolutely are committed to buying that property. So if you have not sold, you still have to buy. And if you can't, you're going to get sued. So you have to figure that out. If you're not in a position where you can't do that, and like being sued or not being able to close on a property is not an option for you, then you need to sell first. Because the worst case scenario for selling first is that you have a hard time buying something. And maybe you have to stay in an Airbnb for a couple of weeks or, a couple of months. But that is a lot better than owning two properties that you can't afford. So you have to really weigh up your options and have faith. Either way, we try to figure it out, but sell first for most people. Okay. And then I love this one. Why do I need an agent? Everything sells so quickly. I just stick a sign in the lawn and it sells. I don't have to do anything. So for this, I say for the people who are thinking about doing it themselves, it is largely because they don't want to spend the money, right? They figure they can do it. They don't want to spend the money. I can tell you with certainty that the people who do not use agents and try to sell on their own make less money, if it sells at all. 90% of properties being sold by individuals without an agent actually don't sell at all. And that's the truth. If you do sell it, you're going to sell it for less. So if I was you, I would be trusting my largest investment to a professional. I'm not going to, I'm going to see a professional doctor or I'm going to see a professional dentist. I'm not going to try to cheap out and find somebody out there who's going to do it for less. I'm going to find someone who is a professional and has my best interest at heart. And that's exactly how I would be looking at your real estate transaction. Whether you're buying or selling, I think you're crazy not to use an agent. It doesn't make any sense. You're going to make more money. You're going to enjoy the process a lot more. It's going to be much easier for you. And trust me when I say it's the best thing that you can do for your investment, which is really all that matters. So hope you listen to our podcast. Hope you're subscribed to our podcast. And of course, we love questions. So anytime you want to send them in, we will try to answer them. And thank you to everybody who does send them in. We always appreciate it. And of course, like this video and share with others you think might be interested. And we'll see you soon. Have a great day.